Yo, what is up guys? It is Nick or the Notorious Fantasy back in today with another fantasy football video. Today we are doing a 10-team PPR draft from the 5th slot as requested by one of my subscribers, Paulie. So thank you for watching, Paulie. It really means a lot. And if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, click that subscribe button. It really mean a lot to me, but it's going to mean a lot to you because I'm going to help you guys dominate your fantasy draft, dominate the regular season, dominate the postseason, and win your fantasy football trophy. Now if you don't already have a trophy, check out my sponsor down below, Fantasy Bros. And Bros with a B, not pros, fantasybros.com, code Notorious at checkout. Notorious at checkout, get 5% off. So let's get right into the draft. So the first pick of the draft was Saquon Barkley, followed by AK, CMC, D, Hop. Now at this very spot, I would just go with a wide receiver here. It's a PPR league. Wide receivers are going to be good. And I know that it's a 10-team league, so I can find good running backs in the second and third round. So I'll happily go Davante Adams here, who's, my opinion, my wide receiver one. I think he's better than Hopkins. You can't go wrong with either of them. I think Adams will end up scoring more points slightly. Adams will probably score more touchdowns. He's been so consistent. He scored 10 touchdowns 3 years in a row. Can't beat that consistency. So I'm going to go DA. After that, Davante Adams, Zeke came off the board, followed by David Johnson, Lev Bell, Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas, Juju, OBJ, Gurley, and James Conner. So don't pick Gurley due to that knee arthritis. Now, two of the teams in the back of the draft went with two wide receiver strategy, which is pretty good in these smaller type of leagues. So it's easier to find running backs later. I still don't know if I would go double wide receiver. That feels kind of crazy. So I'd much rather just get a running back here and go with the best running back available. In my opinion, is Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon, both still available. I like both of these guys, but I think I'd actually go with, in my opinion, I personally think that Joe Mixon is actually just slightly better because I really just think that this year he will probably end up being potentially a top 10, top 6, 7 type of guy, depending how DJ plays and how Zeke, what happens to Zeke. I also think Chubb has that upside too. So you go with either of these guys here if you want to buy into that Browns offense, but you don't want to go with that cluttered wide receiver field. You go with Chubb, or you go with Mixon, probably the best player on Cincinnati. You know his role. He's gonna be running the ball a bunch. He's gonna be a solid pass catcher, and you know that even though I don't think Kareem Hunt's really gonna steal any of Nick Chubb's thunder, Joe Mixon has really no one behind him. Gio Bernard is not going to be stealing a lot of his touches. So after him with Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb came off the board, followed by Travis Kelce, first tight end off the board, followed by Dalvin Cook, Kerryon Johnson, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Adam Thielen. So typically Travis Kelce goes in the first or second round, and then Kelce and Ertz follow in the third or fourth. So right now, I would just go running back yet again, get two solid running backs to start off my draft, and I'm going to go with a kind of more risky back here in Damian Williams. Now, you do have to handcuff him with Thompson later in the draft, because I don't, or is it Darwin Thompson's his name? I believe. Darwin Thompson, yeah, you got to handcuff him with him later because who knows if Damian Williams can stay as the running back one. He ran with the running back ones in the second preseason game. I believe he will be the running back one on the team, so I feel pretty confident starting him, picking him in the third round, and handcuffing him with Thompson later. So after Damian Williams, Pat Mahomes came off the board, followed by Leonard Fournette, Devontae Freeman, Amari Cooper, George Kittle, David Montgomery, Melvin Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, Zach Ertz, and Aaron Jones. So now I will happily either go wide receiver, all the good tight ends are already gone, the top three, so we just wait. So we could go with another running back here or go wide receiver. So I'd just go wide receiver here because I think there'll be a solid running back in the 5th round to fall to me. Yeah, we'll just hope that a good running back falls to me there. So we'll go with, actually, we'll just go running back here because I feel like the wide receivers slightly later are still just as good, whereas the running backs will get worse. So you could choose between Josh Jacobs, Carson, and Mack. I don't think you go wrong with either of these guys. Personally, I think Mack is probably the safest on Indianapolis. We know his role. Naheem Hines is getting a reduced role on the team, so Marlon Mack may even be better than I previously thought. So I'd probably just go with him here. I love Carson. I love Jacobs. So you could really go with any of them, but I think Mack is the safest. So after Marlon Mack, Stefon Diggs came off the board, followed by Chris Carson, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and Julian Edelman. So now we can get a solid wide receiver here. Now you can go with a few of these guys here. You can go with Galladay, Lockett, Ridley, Boyd, any of those guys. Choose your pick there, but I think Lockett will end up being the best. Now, Lockett is on a run-heavy offense of the Seattle Seahawks, but I believe that they will just end up throwing the ball. They're obviously going to still throw the ball, obviously. They're not just going to run the ball every single down. And Tyler Lockett is their number one wide receiver. He scored 10 touchdowns this year. Well, I don't know if he'll do it again. He'll be around the 8 number, I think, 8, 9. And I love the fact that Lockett is the wide receiver one there. He will get so much usage on the team. So I like Lockett here. After with Lockett, Philip Lindsay came off the board, followed by Cooper Kupp, Mark Ingram, Sony Michel, James White, Kenny Galladay, Tyler Boyd, Tevin Coleman, Calvin Ridley, A.J. Green. So one of my favorite mid round running backs did fall back to us, and that is Miles Sanders, running back of Philadelphia. It came out today that he probably will likely take the top spot on the depth chart, so I love that. Now I think Jordan Howard definitely may have some value later in the draft around the 8th round, but how much value could he really have? I think he'll be the RB2 on the team. I think Sanders will be the RB1. He has pass catching ability. He can run the rock. He can run with the best of them. Philadelphia invested a top 3 or 4th round pick on him. I think that they like Miles Sanders, and I think that he will be great this year. So I'm going to go with Miles Sanders. So after with Miles Sanders, O.J. Howard came at the board, followed by Deshaun Watson, Austin Eckler, Jarvis Landry, Evan Ingram, Aaron Rodgers, DJ Moore, Baker Mayfield. Now, Baker is going way above Luck now due to that injury. A lot of guys are going above Luck, Breeze, Wentz, and Ryan. I personally don't like Wentz. Perfectly fine with Ryan or Breeze. I don't like Wentz due to the fact that I think that Philadelphia really just won't be that good of a passing offense. I think they're going to be relying more on Miles Sanders, and I really just don't think Wentz is that good of a quarterback. So, sorry to all you Eagles fans there. So now, right here, I'd happily go tight end here because one of my favorite tight ends is still available, and that is Hunter Henry. Now, Hunter Henry is coming back from an injury that he sustained last year. He'll be fine for week 1. He'll play. Philip Rivers loves targeting that tight end, and now I think that the offense will be more pass heavy with Melvin Gordon being out, and with Keenan Allen slightly banged up, hurting his leg. I think that Hunter Henry will even have a bigger boost there, and he's a huge touchdown threat. So after with Hunter Henry, Tariq Cohen came at the board, followed by Carson Wentz, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, Matty Ice, Will Fuller, Lamar Miller, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, and Latavius Murray. So we currently have 4 running backs, and only 2 wide receivers. So I'd happily go wide receiver here and snag one of my favorite options, unless there's a quarterback here that I love. No. We already went tight end, so we would just go wide receiver here. Now, this is kind of a reach down, but I do love getting D.D. Westbrook. I think D.D. Westbrook could finish as a top flex option every single week. He's a guy that is the slot option on the Jags, and Nick Foles, their quarterback, loves targeting the slot. D.D. Westbrook played great even with Blake Bortles, and now he is the upgraded quarterback with Big Dick Nick Foles, so I like D.D. Westbrook here. After with D.D. Westbrook, Kenyon Drake came out the board, followed by Allen Robinson, Jared Cook, Drew Brees, Rashad Penny, Alshon Jeffrey, Darrell Henderson, Kareem Hunt, and now it's our pick yet again. So at this point, I think I would be willing to take a risk here. This is a risk that I have yet to take in any of my mock drafts. I don't love Darius Geis, but I will be willing to risk it all here in the 9th round for him. This is pretty late, and I think that he has some good value here because he could be the running back 1 on Washington, which may be a bad team, but they will likely run the ball a lot. He was out all of last season due to that ACL. He underwent a bunch of surgeries at the same time. His stats for week 1 versus the Eagles is a question, but I think he'll be pretty good this season. So I'll go with Darius Geis, even though I don't love the pick because I don't love the Washington Redskins. So we're going to go with Darius Geis here. Sorry about that. I really had to cough. So after going with Darius Geis, Geronimo Allison came at the board, followed by Jordan Howard, Dante Pettis, Vance McDonald, Larry Fitz, Sammy Watkins, Andrew Luck, Kalen Balazs, Sterling Shepard, Eric Ebron, and now it is our pick to snag some wide outs. And we're going to go with Mr. Flash Gordon, savior of the universe. His ADP is rising. He went in the 8th round in a draft I've done recently, so I think his ADP is climbing. But at the exact same time, in the 10th round, the value on Flash Gordon is amazing. He's a wide receiver that could be, if healthy, be a wide receiver 3 option every single week. Upside wide receiver 2. He could be getting the most targets besides Edelman on the Patriots, and that will obviously be very advantageous for Josh Gordon, so I like his value here. So after we went with Josh Gordon, David Njoku came at the board, followed by MVS, Austin Hooper, Marvin Jones, and now it is our pick yet again. So now we're going to snag up some more running back value and go with Mr. Duke Johnson, running back, Houston Texans. Now, a lot of people, they love Lamar Miller. He's Mr. Safety, and I did too, but now I don't think he's very safe because Duke Johnson's coming to town, and he's coming for heads. You know what I'm talking about. He's going to be getting probably 5 targets a game. 6 targets a game. Deshaun Watson's never been one to dump it off to the running back in the NFL, but he's never had a running back they could really dump it off to. Lamar Miller, not much of a pass catching back that Duke Johnson really is, and I think it'll be a 60-40 split in Lamar Miller's favor, but that means that Duke Johnson will be well worth this pick in the 11th round. So after with Duke Johnson, Corey Davis came off the board, followed by Kyler Murray, Emmanuel Sanders, Cortland Sutton, Russell Wilson, Jalen Samuels, Jared Goff, Ronald Jones the second, Devin Singletary, James Washington, and now we'll snag one more running back because we got 4 wide receivers. We go with 5 wide receivers, I guess. Yeah, we'll get one more wide out, and we'll go with Mr. Let's see. Who's the guy I like back here? Kiki Kuti. Now, he's not a wide receiver. I don't know if I want to get 2 Houston players. I guess we'll just go with Deshaun Jackson here. While I don't love the Philadelphia pass game, I think Deshaun Jackson will have some solid value here. Actually, wait, we may have to go quarterback. Yeah, we'll have to go quarterback here because I want to get Jameis. Now, Jameis is a wide receiver, not a wide receiver, Nick. He is a quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, last year, that if you combine Jameis and Fitzpatrick, they would have thrown for the most yards in the NFL, which means that that's a pass-heavy offense because they play from behind. They don't have a great running back. Peyton Barber's a sorry-ass motherfucker, and I love famous Jameis here. They're going to be playing from behind. They're in a division that loves playing for them shootouts. So I'm going to go with famous here. Famous James here. After the famous James, DK Metcalf came off the board, followed by the Rams. Lamar Jackson, Dante Moncrief, Jags D. Carlos Hyde is about to get cut. Peyton Barber, Matt Breida. And we were about to go with one of these guys, but we're to handcuff Damian Williams, like I said, with Mr. Darwin Thompson. So that if Damian Williams goes down, that I think Darwin Thompson's the RB2. He should be the RB2, so that will be well worth it, and then he'll become the RB1. So after with Darwin Thompson, Deshaun Jackson came off the board, followed by AP, Big Ben, Hawkinson, Madison, bunch of defenses, Phillip Rivers, bunch more defenses. Now we're to get a defense. So the way you pick a defense is you go on Google, type in NFL schedule week 1, find a defense playing a shitty offense, and that is the Cowboys playing the Giants. I also like the Browns against the Titans and the Eagles against the Redskins. So after with the Cowboys, a bunch of kickers went, followed by N'Keal Harry, Golden Tate, Kiki Kuti, Jets defense, and now we're going to go with the kicker, and we're going to go with the Goat-towski. After the Gostowski, Fairbairn came off the board, followed by Elliott, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Giorgio Trevecchio, and Robbie Gould. So our finishing lineup is, at quarterback, we have famous Jameis. Our 2 RBs are Mixon and Damian Williams. Our 2 wideouts are Devontae Adams and Tyler Lockett. Our tight end is Hunter Henry. Our flex is Marlon Mack. Our kicker is Gostowski. Our defense is the Cowboys. Our bench is comprised of Miles Sanders, running back, Philadelphia. Dede Westbrook, wide receiver, Jacksonville Jaguars. Darius Geis, running back, Washington Redskins. Wide receiver Josh Gordon, New England Patriots. Duke Johnson, running back, Houston Texans. And then Darwin Thompson, backup running back, Kansas City. So thank you guys all for watching. If you did end up enjoying, please click that subscribe button down below. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm going to help you guys dominate all your drafts. Sorry that this videos have been kind of fast today. I'm very tired. I've got very little sleep. So the videos are kind of a bit faster, but still a lot of information to get. I love each and every one of you. Have a great goddamn day. Goodbye, guys.